The House will come to order. Members, please register. Have all members registered? A quorum is present. The House and Gallery will please rise for the invocation, which will be offered by Pastor Jacob Rutledge from Dripping Springs Church of Christ in Dripping Springs, sponsored by the Honorable Carrie Isaac of Hays County.
Before I take a moment to offer prayer for us, I wanted to say a moment of appreciation for being here with you today and to stand before you. Especially want to thank my friend and representative, Carrie Isaac, for making this possible. As a native-born Texan, it's a great honor for me to be here with you in this moment for this purpose, to beseech our God on the behalf of our great state, that through his blessing we might pursue the virtues of charity, justice, mercy, and solidarity as citizens, and that through your efforts, the great state of Texas will continue to be a sign of freedom, opportunity, and hope for our great nation. Let us pray. Our God and Father, we come before you as a people, blessed by the benevolence of your gracious hand. We approach you confidently and proudly as Texans, and yet we are humble and meek as sinners in the face of your glory and great goodness. Our confidence arises from our history, from our land, our identity, as a people who value liberty, the dignity of human life, the protection of the vulnerable, as well as our tenacity in the face of great struggle. And yet at the same time, we recognize our poverty and the presence of your immense riches, and that despite all of our success and accomplishments, we are nothing without you. So we seek to do our best, and we pray for successful legislation in this House which upholds justice, liberty, and the pursuit of genuine human flourishing for the promotion of the common good. But we also know that on our best days we make mistakes, we're hindered by our own weakness, blinded by personal bias, and often ignorant of the whole picture. And so we need each other to lean, to learn from one another as we govern this great land of yours, and most of all as we lean on and learn from you. So I pray now your special blessing upon these men and women, that this place may be filled with your wisdom and counsel, that as judgments are made, decisions are rendered, questions are asked, arguments are given, your goodness watches and directs their hearts and minds. I pray that insight and clarity of your purpose will fill each heart, and that fraternity, common citizenship, and shared values will empower these people, your people, to discover a common good and a common ground which enables us as a state to move forward with unified purpose to establish righteousness, goodness, and peace throughout the land. We pray that these men and women are people of character and integrity, who truly have the lives of their constituents in mind as they determine legislation, and that the common welfare of their fellow citizens will inspire them to be better themselves. Lord, most of all, we want this great state of Texas to be all that it can be, not simply in prosperity, but in principles, not only in infrastructure, but innovation, not just knowledge, but discernment, not only security, but virtue. And most of all, and above all, love, which binds everything together in perfect harmony. So good God, bless this house this morning. Bless their families, their loved ones, of these members with your special grace. Surround them, protect them from malice and bitterness, and from external threats as well. Let all that is done here be according to your will on earth in the great state of Texas, as it is in heaven. Through our Lord and Christ we pray. Amen.
The chair recognizes the Honorable Mark Alcott of Parker County to lead us in the pledges of allegiance to the United States and Texas flags.
Thank you, Speaker. Members and guests in the gallery, if you'll stand and join us as we pledge allegiance to the United States and the great state of Texas. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
The chair will now hear excuses for absent members. Please excuse Representative McLaughlin because of important business in the district on motion of Representative Morgan. Please excuse Representative Money because of important business in the district on motion of Representative Flake. Is there objection? Chair is none to order.
Mr. Speaker.
Ms. Doorkeeper,
Mr. Speaker, I have a messenger from the Senate at the door of the House.
admit the messenger.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm directed by the Senate to inform the House that the Senate has taken the following action. The Senate has passed the following measures. SB 20, Flores, relating to the creation of criminal offenses for
Mr. Guerin moves to defer the reading and referral of bills until the end of today's business. Is there objection? Chair is none, and so ordered. As Mr. Harris for a motion.
Mr. Speaker, I move that the House grant permission for all committees and subcommittees to meet while the House is in session during bill referral period until 10 a.m. Tuesday, March 18th, pursuant to their committee posting or recess motions.
Members, you've heard the motion. Is there any objection? The chair is none. The motion is adopted. All right, the chair is pleased to recognize Dr. Micah Nishigaki from Dallas as the Doctor of the Day. Members, join me in welcoming our Doctor of the Day. Members, please take your seats. We have a memorial resolution. Members, please take your seats. We have a memorial resolution. Chair recognizes Ms. Thompson for a motion.
Mr. Speaker, members, I'd like to move to suspend all necessary rules so the House may take up and consider House Resolution 525.
You've heard the motion. Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The rules are suspended. Following resolution, the clerk will read the resolution.
H.R. number 525 by Thompson in memory of U.S. Congressman Sylvester Turner.
Chair recognizes Ms. Thompson to explain the resolution.
Mr. Speaker, members, I know that those who are freshmen may know him, but those who have been here a little bit may know him even better. There are certain persons around here that would like to make some comments on this, Mr. Speaker, and I'd like to, with your permission, to yield time to them.
Chair recognizes Ms. Perez.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. As many of you, I was deeply saddened to hear the passing of Congressman Sylvester Turner. He dedicated his life to public service, and I know he is greatly missed in his community. I met Congressman Turner in 1981 after he graduated Harvard Law School. We both worked at the law firm of Fulbright and Jaworski. From that point on, our careers continued to cross paths. I remember my very first session in 2013, the first time I went down the back elevator, and the doors opened and I realized that nothing looked familiar, and I had no idea where I was. I came off those elevators and looked around. From the rotunda, every single side looks exactly the same. Not only was I completely lost, but I was late. As I looked around, lucky for me, I saw a familiar face, Congressman Turner's. I immediately walked over to him and asked him if he could please direct me to the Capitol Extension. Congressman Turner graciously started giving me directions. Take this elevator down, then walk all the way down the hall, and then his voice trailed off, and he said, "Forget it, I'll walk with you." This was the kind of man Congressman Turner was. When I was a freshman in the Texas House, Congressman Turner served as the chair of the Harris County delegation. It feels full circle that today I serve in that same capacity, and I am proud to serve in this role in an incredible past company. From our time at Fulbright and Jaworski to both serving in the Texas House to our work together in Houston when he served as mayor early on. It was an honor working alongside and with Congressman Sylvester Turner. Throughout our careers, we did not always agree. As with anything, we had our shares of ups and downs. While our views may have differed at times, we shared a common goal, improving the lives of those we serve. It is that spirit of public service and passion for the positive change that I will always respect and value in our partnership. His commitment to bettering his community and to public service was truly admirable. Through every challenge and triumph, Congressman Turner's work has left a lasting impact, and his legacy of service will continue to inspire those who follow in his footsteps. Thank you for your work, Congressman Turner, and may you rest in peace.
Charles Manuel.
I just want to rise to say that Congressman Turner was, to many people, a friend, a member, but as a young 19-year-old staffer, he was someone who always remembered my name. When I was one of the very few black staffers in this building, he always asked how your day was. And anytime we had problems in Jefferson County, he did everything that he could to help. and he was someone who believed in bipartisanship. He was someone that helped raise a young 19-year-old staffer, as many other people have, to realize that we're here for business. And I am truly grateful and honored to be able to say that Congressman Turner helped shape this Texas House here, now, and before. And we should all be thankful, and I hope we learn lessons from his life of bipartisanship and love and remembering to work with each other, because that's who he was, a person who cared for people, a person who strived to make this legislature better together, regardless if there was an R or a D or an I behind your or in front of your name. Thank you, Congressman Turner, for your love and hard work.
Chair recognizes Dr. Long.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, members, Congressman, Mayor, State Rep, community leaders. Honorable Sylvester Turner was many titles to many people. For me, he was a brother, a trusted friend, and a mentor who was not only ready to help people, but was ready to help people with smiling face, irrespective of their class, creed, religion, or ethnicity. A true epitome of diversity and service. Rest in peace, Mayor.
Chair recognizes Mr. Raymond.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It is a solemn moment when we lose someone of Sylvester's stature. But, you know, I was standing here just thinking of the good times because he was a great, great guy. I first met him when I was 22 years old, and he was running for county commissioner in Houston. He didn't make it, but then he got elected to the House not long after that, and then, of course, a few years later, I got in. And he fought so hard on this floor for so many things that he believed in, and many times we joined arms. But he was always respectful to everybody. Even if he disagreed with you, he'd come up to this row over here, real conservative Republicans. Well, I used to be conservative. Anyway, and he go, how you doing? How you doing? And he worked them on the issue and wouldn't get the votes, but he tried and gave great speeches. For those of you who were here, you remember some of the best speeches. Yes. But one time, he gave a speech. He was trying to make a point, something he was opposed to, and he talked about how this man had planted this tree when it was just a little tree, and that tree grew. And I'm listening to him, and he finished, but it didn't seem to make a point, you know? And so I went up to him, I said, Sylvester, what was the point of the tree story? He said, I forgot the punchline. He said, thank you for noticing. So anyway, he was a wonderful guy. I'm sad. I am very sad that he's passed way too soon, really way too soon, because he had a lot more to give. But the good Lord called him, and we love Sylvester. I love him, also as a brother, and we will miss him.
Chair recognizes Mr. Irvin Hawkins.
Mr. Speaker, colleagues, you know, when one of our own is gone, and we can still talk about the greatness and the times that they shared with us, that leaves a legacy. My hope and prayer is that we, as one of 150 who've been blessed with this opportunity to serve, we remember those legacies of those people who have come before us. You know, as we look at this legislative session, and we think about the work that we have to get done, I hope we remember our brother, Congressman Sylvester Turner, and we remember the legacy of an individual who crossed all boundaries in terms of working with people, no matter the race, ethnicity, age, or any or political party. But he worked with everyone. Let's make the rest of this session represent that in his honor. Let us also, as individuals, seek to create a legacy of respect, a legacy of working together. And I want to close by saying this. Do y'all remember the ancient accounting tool? The abacus. That's what he's known for, because he wanted to show through visual means how you really account for the budget. And so, members, I say to you today, with great sadness, but also with a great feeling of pride, that an individual born, raised in Texas
has represented us not just here in Texas and in Houston, but also on the national stage in D.C. For those of you who don't know, he worked to his dying moment because he believed in the sanctity of service. Let's remember that. Thank you.
Chair recognizes Ms. Simmons.
This is very hard, and I wasn't planning on saying anything, but I would be remiss to not give honor and love to somebody who had become a mentor in my life. I really struggled, like, through the campaign process and kind of the transition here, because I often say this is not my world, and I'm just visiting. And he would really kind of get on to me about that and say, you are more deserving than you realize. And your commitment is to your people, and it's always been, and you're just doing it in a different way now. I feel shortchanged in a way because I felt like we should have had a lot more time. But I'm so grateful to God that I had an opportunity to know him for the short time that I did and learn from him. And he will truly be missed, not just as a statesman, not just as a mentor, but my forever dance partner, my forever mayor. I'm so thankful to his family for sharing him with us. And I'm sending all my love to his daughter, Ashley, Cheryl, and his grandbaby, who he loves so much. It is truly an honor to be a part of the Harris County delegation that he led so valiantly, and I think that we can all learn a lesson from his leadership, his bipartisanship, and his commitment to his district and his community. Thank you.
Chair recognizes Ms. Johnson.
When I got here as a freshman, just like Representative Lauren Ashley Simmons said, this is such a unique world. And Sylvester Turner, as mayor, was always a phone call away. He deeply loved this place. He deeply loved the friendships that those of us all gathered here, the way we each hug each other and genuinely find common ground and understanding in a political world that is so unique. And that was very much that man. I heard him say, as a young man from the 4-4, that he may be a preacher or a politician. He became a politician, but he exemplified everything that we would want in faith and Christianity. Love, no judgment towards others, and a dogged advocacy for the most vulnerable in our community. One of the things that you find out from everybody who's been there is you never wanted to see that man at the back of mine. And as somebody from Houston, you never wanted to follow him, and you always wanted him to be the last speaker. It was just about a month ago that many of us were together, and again, he talked about this moment of where we are, the need for us to all be ourselves and fight for those that need us, and how important it was that we exemplify all the good in public service. And so I do hope that the family knows that when we found out about his passing here last week, you could feel the air leave each one of us. And want you to know that the staff in this building, that so many people that have worked here for decades, we have shared stories about your dad, how much he loved and respected the way that they keep this institution going. I know many of the folks that are here through lobby or anything else, everybody has a Sylvester Turner story. And so while he has left this earth, everything about his light is going to remain in all of us.
Chair recognizes Mr. Reynolds.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Sylvester Turner was a true mentor He was the epitome of a statesman. He transcended partisan politics into someone that I looked up to. I considered him a great mentor. We were fraternity brothers. And I know firsthand his devotion to Christ as we were members of the Church Without Walls. I would see him every Sunday dedicated to serving the Lord. And he really lived a life of service. And he really, truly loved his family, his daughter, his new grandbaby. That was the love of his life. And he was so full of life, even in his struggles with his health. You never really saw him complain. I never heard him have a woe is me moment. He was always outgoing, always doing for others, never asking anyone to do anything for himself. He was truly selfless, and he left this world, as was stated, given. And probably a week before he passed away, 2 weeks before he passed away, we were both asked to speak to a group of young men and women with the top teens of America. And he poured his soul out into those young people, particularly those young men, and really shared a lot of great nuggets of life that he poured into them. And he did that with everyone. I never saw him be too big for anybody, whether he was in, as someone said, in the fofo, as he would say, or he was in River Oaks. I mean, he never, ever treated anyone differently, regardless of their title, their race, their socioeconomic status. He treated everyone with love, respect, and dignity. And I think that's a lesson for all of us to emulate, because he truly lived what Christ teaches, and to serve the least of them. And I want to forever keep him in my heart, and all of us continue to remember the great foundation and his legacy will endure in all of us through a life of service. And I think that's the great challenge that Sylvester Turner left behind, is how we can all leave this world better than we inherited it. So to the family, we thank you for sharing him with us. We know that you made a lot of sacrifices because he was often away from home, serving his constituents, and not only his constituents, but all Texans. And he was really a shining star throughout the country. Sometimes you don't know what's in your own backyard until you go other places. And when I would travel with him in Washington, D.C. or other places, people would marvel at Mayor Sylvester Turner, and they would say how much he meant to all of us. So forever grateful, and prayers for the family. Thank you.
Ms. Thompson.
Mr. Speaker, members, for those who knew him, those who knew about him, we would say that his work speaks for him. He would forever be in our hearts. Mr. Speaker, I move passage.
The question occurs on the adoption of the resolution. All those in favor, please rise and observe a moment of silence. The resolution is unanimously adopted. Representative Raymond moves to add all members' names to the resolution. Is there objection? Chair is none, so ordered. Mr. Little, for what purpose?
That we reduce all members' comments to writing and place those in the journal concerning House Resolution 525.
Members, you've heard the motion. Is there any objection? Chair is none, so ordered. Members, we have another memorial recognition. Please take your seats. Chair recognizes Ms. Davis.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, members, and Texans in the gallery. It is with a heavy heart that I rise today to honor the life, legacy, and memory of Patrick Shaw Stallings. Pat served in various roles and in many places throughout House District 109. In high school, he joined the DeSoto Police Explorer program, and at the young age of 17, he was a night dispatcher for the Red Oak Police Department. While working dispatch full-time, he graduated from the Basic and Reserve Police Academies to become the state's youngest serving officer. Pat went on to serve with the Lancaster Police Department for an exemplary 23-year tenure, working his way up the ranks from patrol officer all the way to assistant chief. While with the Lancaster PD, Pat earned a bachelor's degree from Dallas Baptist and a master's degree from UTA, always taking his skill set for service to the next level. Pat retired from the Lancaster Police Department in 2008 and then was appointed chief of the Seagoville Police Department. Recognizing his incredible leadership skills, his ability to tackle big problems, and his love for his community, Pat was appointed to the Seagoville City Manager and Interim Director of the Seagoville Economic Development Corporation. Under his tenure, the city experienced positive economic development and growth, attracting numerous businesses to the city. Pat knew how to create an inclusive environment between city officials, small businesses, and prospective developers. His family is here today, and if you would, please stand. He dedicated his whole life to service to keep us safe and thriving. 43 years of selfless public service with honor. He rose to every challenge and always answered the call. He was one of the people I was looking most forward to working with. He leaves big shoes to fill and will dearly be missed. I know he'll be resting easy knowing he did a great job and left every place better than when he got there. Pat had so many talents and wore many hats, but none more important than being a girl dad to his two daughters, Sarah and Jennifer, and a loving husband to his wife, Laura, who is here with us today in the gallery, alongside Pat's friends, family, and colleagues from the city of Seagoville. Thank you. Members, I ask if you join me in a moment of silence to honor Pat Stallings.
Members, please rise and join us in a moment of silence. Thank you, members.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Please excuse Representative Campos because of important business in the district on motion of Representative Garcia of Bexar County. Is there objection? Chair is none so ordered. The chair recognizes Ms. Perez of Harris for a recognition.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, this is a recognition in regard to a previously adopted resolution, H.R. 331. It is my honor to welcome U.S. Army Brigadier General Joe E. Ramirez to the Capitol. General Ramirez distinguished himself through a 31-year military career. He served as Deputy Chief of Staff for the U.S. Central Command during Operation Iraqi Freedom and Enduring Freedom. Mr. Ramirez also served as the Deputy Division Commander for the 2nd Infantry Division in the Republic of Korea and a Deputy Director for the U.S. European Command in Germany. General Ramirez then went on to serve as the 45th Commandant of the Corps of Cadets at Texas A&M University and was later, appointed Vice President of Student Affairs. As the Commandant, General Ramirez oversaw the largest collegiate Corps of Cadets outside of the 3 military academies. Under his leadership, the Corps of Cadets experienced the largest growth it had seen since the early 1970s, increasing in size from 1,800 cadets to over 2,550 cadets in just 7 years. In addition, the overall cumulative Corps GPA increased an overall 2.6 to a 3.2, highlighting his dedication to academic excellence. Under his tenure, the Corps welcomed the first African-American Corps of Commander, the first female Corps Commander, and the first Hispanic Yell leader. His dedication, experience, and commitment to excellence have left a lasting impact on Texas A&M University and the military community. Behind me on the dais, we have General Joe E. Ramirez, Jr., and his family members, Jason, Jill, Jessica, and Mia Ramirez. General Ramirez, thank you for your service and congratulations on an impressive career and a well-deserved retirement. We appreciate you being here today. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The chair recognizes Ms. Button for a recognition. Members, please take your conversations outside the rails. Chair recognizes Ms. Button.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Ladies and gentlemen, I am absolutely excited and honored to recognize a wonderful couple, Ms. Ginger and Mr. Chris Meadow. They are the proud parents of my Deputy Chief of Staff, Brenton Meadows, and please stand for recognition. Thank you.
The chair recognizes Mr. Anchia for a recognition.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members. And I'd ask Representative Baumgardner to come join us as this illustrious group of members all represents the Metro Crest area. And I'm so pleased to be joined by my colleagues, Representative Mitch Little, Representative Ben Baumgardner, and Representative Cassandra Garcia to recognize the fantastic Metro Crest leadership class of 2024-2025. The Metro Crest Leadership Program was created by the Metro Crest Chamber of Commerce, serving the cities of Addison, Carrollton, and Farmers Branch. And through their partnership with the three cities and in cooperation with their own economic development departments, the leadership program seeks to stimulate business activity in this important area. And it was designed to increase knowledge on community-based issues and grow the leaders of the future. I especially want to applaud the Metro Crest Chamber President and CEO Michael Gallups for leading the Chamber since 2023 and continuing to improve the local economy through leadership development programs. So in the gallery standing today, we have a diverse group of 15 community leaders. They're from business, local ISD trustees, and other government officials. I would like to ask them to wave to the gallery, and I'm going to recognize the large group of them that are here. Dr. Madeline Burillo Hopkins, who is the president of Brookhaven, Jason Carpenter from Lexia Learning, Lou Celli from Envision Research Institute, Tandy Dickey from the town of Addison, she's the controller there, very important position, Rebecca Escamilla from Horace Mann, Bertina Green, Metro Crest Chamber of Commerce, Kim Lloyd Wingert Real Estate, Diana Losado, Metro Crest Services, Amber Pattison, Town of Addison, Jenny Prosnick, Louisville ISD, Trustee Place 5, Raul Cibrian, Frost Bank, Katrina Spotsville, Carrollton Farmers Bank ISD, Community Relations Coordinator, Suzette Basquera, Laura Avola, and Dr. Julie Winkler. From all of us here representing the Texas House of Representatives, including these fantastic members from both sides of the aisle, in a bipartisan salute to you, we welcome you to your Texas Capitol.
The chair recognizes Mr. Leach for a motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, I move to take up and consider House Resolution 441.
You've heard the motion. Is there any objection? The chair is none. The rules are suspended. Following resolution, the clerk will read the resolution.
H.R. number 441 by Leach, recognizing March 13th, 2025 as Collin College Day at the state capitol.
Chair recognizes Mr. Leach to explain the resolution.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, members, and guests in the gallery. I think we have some students from Collin College today, don't we? Yes, we do. If y'all could all stand up here on the south side of the gallery, we have an incredible group of students here from Collin College today. Y'all look great, and welcome to your Texas Capitol. Members, Collin College truly is a jewel in the heart of the state of Texas in Collin County. Today, My former Chief of Staff, Mary McClure, who now works for Collin College, brought and led a group of 160 students from Collin College today, as well as faculty and staff. Members, they left Collin College at 4 a.m. this morning, which I imagine is when some of you were probably going to sleep. But they woke up and decided to drive down here to Austin to join us this morning. Founded in 1985, members, Collin College is today, or this year I should say, celebrating its 40th anniversary. Collin College serves astoundingly more than 60,000 students across 10 campuses. Collin College has campuses in Allen, Salina, Farmersville, Frisco, McKinney, Plano, and Wiley. Collin College has the lowest in-district tuition in the entire state of Texas. And it also has among the highest student success rates and has gained national recognition for affordability. We could go throughout the list. It would take us a long time. All of the accolades and accomplishments of Collin College and its amazing student body under its president, Dr. Neil Matkin. Welcome to your Texas Capitol. Thank you for being here today and enjoy your time here in the Texas House. Congratulations. Mr. Speaker, I move adoption.
The question occurs in the adoption of the resolution. Is there any objection? The chair is none. The resolution is adopted. Representative Sheen moves to add all members' names to the resolution. Is there objection? Chair is none. So ordered. Chair recognizes Mr. Shaheen for a motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, I move to suspend all necessary rules to consider H.R. 514.
Members, you've heard the motion. Is there objection? Chair is none. The rules are suspended. Following resolution, the clerk will read the resolution.
H.R. number 514 by Shaheen, recognizing April 2025 as Landscape Architecture Month.
Chair asks Mr. Shaheen to explain the resolution.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, we are honored today to be with the landscape architects, the American Society of Landscape Architects, that are recognized for their 125th anniversary today. They're in the gallery. If they could please stand and be recognized. Founded in January 4th, 1899, the American Society of Landscape Architects has rendered invaluable services to countless professionals in the field of landscape architecture. And today, the organization boasts nearly 15,000 members and 49 chapters representing all 50 states and U.S. territories. Thank you and welcome to your Texas House of Representatives. God bless each and every one of you. Mr. Speaker, I move adoption.
Question occurs in the adoption of the resolution. Is there any objection? Chair is none. The resolution is adopted. Chair recognizes Mr. Reynolds for a motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move to suspend all necessary rules to take up and consider House Resolution 371, naming today as Urban League Day at the Capitol.
Members, you've heard the motion. Is there objection? Chair is none. The rules are suspended. Following resolution, the clerk will read the resolution.
H.R. number 371 by Reynolds, recognizing March 13th, 2025 as Urban League Day at the State Capitol.
Chair recognizes Mr. Reynolds to explain the resolution.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I am excited to recognize March 13th as National Urban League Day here at the Texas Capitol. I would like to welcome all the members who are gathering today for this great celebration at the Capitol. Founded in 1910, the National Urban League was created to help African Americans who migrated from the rural South to urban cities in the North to find jobs, housing, and education during the Great Migration. Today, the National Urban League operates as a nonprofit, nonpartisan organization with over 90 affiliates, including affiliates in Austin, Houston, and the Dallas-Fort Worth area. The National Urban League exemplifies their mission to defend democracy, demand diversity, and defeat poverty by protecting the interests of those who have been put aside, dismissed, and marginalized throughout the history of our nation. Their hard work does not go unnoticed. Let's take a moment to thank the members of the National Urban League who are here for their advocacy day to day, for the great contributions, the economic development and empowerment, the literacy fairs, and their civic engagement. Thank you, members of the Urban League. I know today many of the members and affiliates will be visiting offices to promote their legislative advocacy. And with that, Mr. Speaker, I move adoption.
The question occurs in the adoption of the resolution. Is there any objection? Chair hears none. The resolution is adopted. Chair recognizes Mr. Bojani for a recognition.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, I stand before you today to recognize this Saturday, March 15th, as the International Day to Combat Islamophobia. We have individuals from nearby mosques and other places of worship, along with the Council on American Islamic Relations, and I ask them to stand so we can recognize them. In the gallery, right there, okay. In the gallery, we have Imam Mufti Anwar, Faris Beg, Hatim Nache, and Samia Rizvi, along with other people. Thank you all for visiting your capital. As one of the first Muslims ever elected to the Texas legislature, it is important for me to advocate for the rights of all communities to live without fear and to ensure that Texas remains a place of inclusivity and justice. Texas is home to more than 500,000 Muslims, many of whom face discrimination, hate crimes, and systemic bias based on their religious beliefs. This day serves as a reminder for us as leaders and members of society to reflect on the role that we play in addressing this global issue. The United Nations designated this day to recognize that terrorism and violent extremism must not be associated with any religion, nationality, civilization, or ethnic group. Such ideology has no place in Texas. Instead, let's foster meaningful dialogue to promote a culture of peace and understanding towards one another's beliefs. Let's work together to create a safe space for all those in society by reaching across barriers and building bridges of understanding between communities. Together, we can create a world where bonds of humanity are stronger than the forces of division, where peace replaces war, and where love replaces hate. Thank you, members and Mr. Speaker.
Chair recognizes Dr. Lalani.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. We all come from different culture, background, ethnicity, faiths, but what makes us unique and unites us is we all are Texans, we all are Americans. If you look, and we are cognizant about looking, we have more similarity than difference. And this time and age, we need to make sure that we are cognizant and finding common grounds that unites us, because diversity is our strength, and united we make progress. Thank you.
Thank you, members.
Oh, turn it off. Sorry. Chair recognizes Mr. Guillen for a motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, I move to suspend all necessary rules to take up and consider House Resolution number 493, recognizing March 13th, 2025 as Texas Nursery and Landscape Association Day at the State Capitol.
Members, you've heard the motion. Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The rules are suspended. The following resolution, the clerk will read the resolution.
H.R. number 493 by Guillen, recognizing March 13th, 2025 as Texas Nursery and Landscape Association Day at the State Capitol.
The chair recognizes Mr. Guillen to explain the resolution.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, today we recognize the Texas Nursery and Landscape Association, TNLA, for its outstanding contributions to our state's economy, environment, and communities. Last August, I had the privilege of attending the TNLA Nursery Landscape Expo in San Antonio, seeing firsthand the innovation, expertise, and passion that drive this industry only reinforce how vital TNLA is to Texas' economic success and environmental future. For more than 80 years, TNLA has been a pillar of leadership, of education, and advocacy for the Texas green industry, an industry that has a profound impact on our daily lives. From the landscape professionals who beautify our neighborhoods, to the growers and wholesalers supplying Texas businesses, to the irrigation experts ensuring responsible water use, TNLA's members play a critical role in shaping the Texas that we know today. Their impact is undeniable. The Texas green industry generates nearly $40 billion in economic output and supports over 250,000 jobs across this state. Whether it's through improving our communities, driving economic growth, or promoting sustainability, TNLA members are on the forefront, are on the front lines of making Texas a more beautiful and prosperous place. Beyond their economic contributions, TNLA advocates for smart policies that support business growth, water conservation, and environmental stewardship. And today, their members from across the state have come to the Capitol to continue that important work, engaging with lawmakers and ensuring that the voices of Texas's green industry are heard. Up in the gallery today, members, we have Amy Graham, President and CEO of TNLA, Board Chairman Bobby Eichholz from San Antonio, immediate past Chair Rochelle Kemp from Waco, Chair-elect Devin Nguyen from Dallas, John Leiflister, a dedicated TNLA board member from House District 31, and many more TNLA members and industry leaders who are here today representing the strength and resilience of this great industry. Members, please join me in recognizing TNLA on Texas Nursery and Landscape Association Day and help me welcome them to their Texas Capitol with a big round of applause. I move adoption.
Question occurs on the adoption of the resolution. Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The resolution is adopted. Chair recognizes Mr. Reynolds for a recognition. Chair recognizes Mr. Reynolds for recognition.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm excited today to recognize the Missouri City Mayor's Youth Commission who are visiting their state capital today. Formed in 1996, the Missouri City Mayor's Youth Commission was designed for youth representing their city, community, and schools to work towards common purpose of developing their individual leadership skills to strengthen their communities through volunteer service and increase communication with municipal leaders. Missouri City Mayor's Youth Commission members serve as a reminder that our youth are our future, and by looking at the young men and women in the gallery today, I am pleased to say that Missouri City's future is very bright. Their assistance and dedication to civic leadership does not go unnoticed. Would all the visitors of the Mayor's Missouri City Youth Commission please stand today and be recognized? These are some amazing young men and women who are here today on spring break. They're doing great community service. They are really committed to giving back to the community, and I want to commend them for their noble contributions to the city of Missouri City. So members, would you please join me in congratulating these amazing, outstanding, emerging leaders of the Mayor's Youth Commission in Missouri City. Congratulations, and may God continue to bless you. Thank you.
Chair recognizes Ms. Harris Tavalia for recognition.
Mr. Speaker and members, I move to suspend all necessary rules to take up and consider House Resolution 102, honoring the
Do it.
Mr. Speaker, members, I would like to turn your attention to a group in the gallery that is very special in my district, the Taylor Chamber of Commerce. They are celebrating, yes, please stand up and wave. They are celebrating 100 years of the Taylor Chamber of Commerce. Please join me in applauding them. The Taylor Chamber of Commerce not only is celebrating 100 years of dedication, leadership, and service, but they are also home to giants like Samsung, and they have 360 members in their chamber of amazing businesses that I have visited, that I love. I'm so grateful for their service to those businesses. And I would also like to point out that adding to their legacy of excellence, the Taylor Chamber of Commerce is nationally recognized 5-star accredited chamber. This is an achievement that is difficult to attain. Yes, absolutely. And as a matter of fact, fewer than 2% of chambers nationwide receive this distinction. It's awarded by the U.S. Chamber of Commerce to organizations that demonstrate the highest level of leadership, advocacy, and impact. This rating reflects not just a commitment to the business community, but a relentless pursuit of excellence in every endeavor. And I'd like to specifically point out the President, Tia Stone, for all of her hard work in getting that accomplishment for the Taylor Chamber of Commerce. It's a big deal to have that in Williamson County, and I'm so proud of y'all. So congratulations, and welcome to your Texas Capitol.
Chair recognizes Mr. Lalani for a motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move to suspend all necessary rules to take up and consider H.R. 530.
Members, you heard the motion. Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The rules are suspended. Following the resolution, the clerk will read the resolution.
HR number 530 by Lolani, recognizing March 13th, 2025 as Nepali Lumbini Advocacy Day at the state capitol.
Chair recognizes Mr. Lalani to explain the resolution.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, it is my honor to bring forward HR 530 recognizing March 13th as a Nepali Lumbini Advocacy Day at the state capitol. Today, we are proud to celebrate many contributions of the Nepalese American community in Texas and to honor the rich spiritual and cultural heritage of Lumbini, Nepal, known around the world as the birthplace of Siddhartha Gautama, who got enlightened and became the Buddha. Lumbini is one of the most sacred locations in Buddhism, recognized as a World Heritage Site and attracting millions of pilgrims and tourists each year, as well as serving as a center for research, history, and archaeology. This day also reflects the 77 years of friendship between the United States and Nepal, a bond strengthened through diplomatic relationship established in 1947, and countless people-to-people connection formed over the decades of educational and cultural exchange. Here in Texas, the Nepalese American community is an integral part of our state, business, professional, and cultural life. And the participants in today's Advocacy Day are the testament of their dedication and contributing even more to our communities years ahead to come. I would like to honor the members present here, Mayor Devaduha, Mayor Sudeep Podel, Mayor Dhanpat Yadav. Also, we have City Council member of City of Euless, Honorable Tika Podel, along with the community members, Mr. Netra Pandey, Mr. Jeevan Gimar, and our very own Mr. Prabhat Dixit, and Mr. Bidur Khatiwala, who is the president of the Austin Nepalese Society. As we honor these members and other leaders of the Nepalese Society, if you are present in the gallery, I would like you to stand up and get recognized. Mr. Speaker and members, please join me in giving a warm welcome and warm Texas welcome to our friends from Nepal and from Nepalese Society in Texas.
Chair recognizes Ms. Mesa.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I represent Irving, and I'm proud to represent a very diverse community. It's a majority-minority community with no one minority being the dominant group. But it's 20% Asian Indian, and an important part of that is our Nepalese community, who do so many good things. First met them through the Lions Club. They're very active in the Lions Club and do a lot of great service and volunteer projects. I love that when they greet you, they say namaste, and I'm told that that means I see the Spirit God in you. Isn't that beautiful? Thank you.
Chair recognizes Dr. Lalani.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move for adoption.
Question occurs at adoption of the resolution. Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The resolution is adopted.
Members, we are ready to begin the consideration of the congratulatory calendar. Please take your seats or take your conversations outside the rail. The chair lays out before the House the following congratulatory resolutions. The clerk will read the resolutions.
H.R. 34 by Lalani, Holy Month of Ramadan. H.R. 36 by Lalani, Eid al-Fitr 2025. H.R. 38 by Lalani, Mother's Day. H.R. 39 by Lalani, Father's Day. H.R. 41 by Lalani, Festival of Diwali. H.R. 42 by Lalani, Veterans Day. H.R. 43 by Lalani, Memorial Day. H.R. 67 by Lozano, San Patricia County Day. H.R. 68 by Guerra McAllen Day. H.R. 73 by Johnson, Certified Registered Nurse Anesthetist Week. H.R. 77 by Harris, Navarro County Day. H.R. 81 by Collier, Our Mother of Mercy Catholic Church. H.R. 104 by Kane, Battle of San Jacinto. H.R. 166 by Curry, Waco Day. H.R. 201 by Guerra, Great Beginnings Early Childhood Center. H.R. 202 by Guerin, Tarrant County Days. H.R. 223 by Jones of Harris, University of Houston Day. H.R. 226 by Longoria, Alalaya, Sarabia. H.R. 233 by Spiller, Brown County Day. H.R. 234 by Spiller, Montague County Day. H.R. 246 by Reynolds, Prairie View A&M University Day. H.R. 264 by Cunningham, Profound Autism Awareness Day. H.R. 266 by Hunter, Texas A&M University, Corpus Christi Day. H.R. 268 by Spiller, Fangolio Boot Company Day. H.R. 271 by Leach, City of Allen Day. H.R. 280 by Morales of Harris, Kathleen Martinez. H.R. 282 by Leach, Texas Court Reporting and Captioning Day. H.R. 286 by Spiller, Young County Day. H.R. 291 by Cortez, Texas Affiliation of Affordable Housing Providers Day. H.R. 292 by McLaughlin, Webb County Day. H.R. 296 by Reynolds, African American Chambers of Commerce, Black Business Day. H.R. 298 by Kitzman, President Anson Jones Day. H.R. 319 by Verdell H.E. Butt Foundation. H.R. 326 by Jones of Harris, Texas Southern University Day. H.R. 329 by Leach, Plano Day. H.R. 348 by Flores, Bertha Rendon Delgado. H.R. 354 by Lalani, Ambulatory Surgery Center Awareness Day. H.R. 373 by Bojani, Texas Association of Charitable Clinics Day. H.R. 376 by Reynolds, Texas HBCU Day. H.R. 381 by Wharton, Washington County Day. H.R. 385 by Morales of Harris, University of Houston Downtown Day. H.R. 386 by Yala, Greenlight Houston Day. H.R. 387 by Garcia of Dallas, Financial Literacy Month. H.R. 391 by Harris, Black Beauty Ranch. H.R. 394 by Curry, John Ratcliffe. H.R. 395 by Curry, Scott Turner. H.R. 396 by Curry, Brooke Rollins. H.R. 399 by Munoz, Charlie Cavazos, Sergio Vasquez, and Jesus Gonzalez. H.R. 400 by Myers, City of University Park. H.R. 402 by Bojani, House District 92 Day. H.R. 403 by Bojani, Discover System Innovation Day. H.R. 404 by Bojani, Zoroastrian Day. H.R. 408 by Bojani, Bangladeshi Day. H.R. 409 by Bojani, Vasak Day. H.R. 410 by Bojani, Jewish American Heritage Month. H.R. 413 by Smithy, Brandy Clausen. H.R. 414 by Smithy, Sarah Henninger. H.R. 417 by Manuel Golden, Triangle Day. H.R. 418 by Guerra, Carrie Adam Day. H.R. 419 by Louderback, Lavaca County Day. H.R. 422 by Flores, St. Edward's University School of Health Sciences. H.R. 424 by Jones of Harris, Jack Yates High School. H.R. 429 by Hicklin, Bernard A. Harris. H.R. 435 by Troxclair, Leadership Gillespie County. H.R. 439 by Harless, Klein Family. H.R. 440 by Lujan Methodist Healthcare Ministries.
Is there any objection to the adoption of the resolutions? The chair hears none. The resolutions are adopted. Members, if I can have your attention, please. We're about to start the consideration of the memorial calendar, and as tradition, if you'll please take your seats. The chair lays out before the House the following memorial resolutions. The clerk will read the resolutions.
H.R. 22 by Cole, Peter Winstead. H.R. 88 by Bumgarner, James Bobbitt. H.R. 94 by Guillen, Jose Maria Longoria Sr. H.R. 136 by Curry, Clyde Vance Dunham of Waco. H.R. 194 by Villalobos, Robert Maurice Bobby Galvin Sr. H.R. 231 by Garcia Hernandez, Mary Winifred Weingarth Newton. H.R. 302 by Schaffner, Sheriff Thomas Neal Maddox. H.R. 397 by Ashby, John J.D. Santilli. H.R. 416 by Spiller, Billy Ray Fowler. H.R. 420 by Spiller, Sullen Elliott Bledsoe. H.R. 421 by Spiller, Kenneth Lee Chapman. H.R. 423 by Meyer, Keaton Brooks. H.R. 430 by Orr, Garth William Shelby Robinson Jr. H.R. 431 by Wale, Deputy Fernando Esqueda.
All those in favor of adoption of the memorial resolutions, please rise. The resolutions are adopted. Members, the speaker's desk is clear. If you have any announcements, please bring them down front. The House will stand at ease until 1 p.m. Friday.